Fitness Movement is brought to you by ZOAR Fitness. We offer coaching and individualized program design, as well as educational content for coaches and athletes. It's all one place, ZOARFitness.com.
You know what? I'm leaving the kittens up.
It seems like something you have in like an office supply store, not in a gym.
It's
someone super into cats there?
We have a female manager here. So there's like flowers on the desk or something.
Touch everywhere.
It's like I walked into one gym, and this general manager was new at the end of 2023. So like 2024 was her first full year, and I'm like, there's like plants everywhere, and I was literally like, Courtney, I feel like I'm walking into the rainforest. Like, get rid of this.
So today we're going to talk through camp. Camp is May 17th and 18th of 2025, and it will be here where I am right now at Lumber Capital Athletics. And we'll say 3 out of the 4 sessions are going to be in these walls. One will be elsewhere at an undisclosed location. I lied to Eric, one of our coaches here, and I said that it was going to be at Canfield, the place we went before. It's not. It's going to be somewhere else. So
Super secret, Eric.
The plans we had for that workout didn't work at that place because we needed something to, hang things from.
Keep it vague, man. Keep it vague.
Yeah, that was vague enough. I mean, if people listen to this, they should get a few Easter eggs. Big picture for camp, and we're going to walk through the sessions just generally, big outline. We don't want to give away all of our trade secrets just yet as to what we're doing specifically. And we'll keep those a little close to the chest and slowly announce it as camp gets closer and closer. But big picture, we'll have 4 sessions over 2 days. Chris and Day will be here. We'll be hanging out, doing some podcasts, doing some other stuff along the way. And then obviously we'll have some people in town for camp and be hanging out and doing all that stuff. So 4 sessions, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Our 3 coaches will be here. We'll have lunch and learns in between the sessions on both days, where last year it was like Chris did one on like the developing a killer mindset. Day did one on something super sciencey.
Being a giant nerd or something. I think that was the topic.
What was it on? It was using data for injury prevention or something along those lines. So, both of them were, really well prepared, and I learned a lot from them personally. I think a lot of other people who I got feedback from my athletes who have no reason to lie to me said that it was really good. So, we'll have the 2 lunch and learns. We're also going to have a meal on one of the days prepared by Macros by Ma, who's Stacy Cadenas, my co-owner with Lumber Capital Athletics, so she'll be providing those meals, as well as we're going to have a camp cookout and hangout one day, probably at a park at said undisclosed location. So we'll have some fun opportunities. Also, if people actually are one of our athletes or a Lumber Capital Athletics member, that will get a discount for it as well. If you use the code ATHLETE. So that's enough of that. Let's talk about some workouts here. Did I miss anything, Chris?
No, I think you hit it all.
All right. Why don't you tee session 1?
All right, so session 1, I'm trying to figure out, this is like, Ben, you ever see that game show? It's like...
that one, yeah.
I haven't explained it yet. It's like you see the word, and it's like you have to give all the clues to what it is to the other person without
charades.
Saying, without saying the
That's
word
not
itself.
A game show.
Not charades. Pyramid.
I've never even heard of that.
What? $100,000 pyramid? It's like the word is like banana, and you have to be like, it's yellow, and it's like kind of shaped like this, and monkeys eat it. So that's how I feel right now. I have to explain the session without giving away exactly what it is.
Okay. Banana, yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
bananas. So, session 1. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Session 1, we're going to be trying to do something a little bit different than maybe we've done in the past.
Maybe. So normally this is like either an open or quarterfinals prep camp is how we've geared it in the past.
Correct.
It's not going to be that because we want it to be a little bit later in summer or later in spring where we could have the doors open and just a little bit better atmosphere. So there's more people gearing up for in-person competitions prior or after this camp versus like qualifier in gym, a lot of type stuff.
Yeah. Well, and just to I think piggyback off of that to provide some more framework. There's also like, and I think this is okay to say, and if it's not, I'm sure Ben will cut it. Is who knows what's going on with CrossFit? Like the rules have changed again, and so like they basically squeezed everyone. Like, and so it's like, all right, Ben and I were just kind of like, are we really going to try to shove a square peg in a round hole when most of the people who were going to get through to quarterfinals last year are not going to get through to another stage this year, or they're going to be in some fakakta stage where it's like, cool, you still get to compete, but it's like, you're not that great, so you're just going to compete against the not that great people, and it's like, is that really even it's like so weird, and so it's like, all right.
Yeah, it's all very complicated and political right now.
Very complicated.
So we're sidestepping all of that.
Yeah.
We're just going to give you good training, folks, and prepare you for whatever you want to do with your fitness.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I feel like the atmosphere of like in-person competitions has actually expanded. Like there's a lot of
yes.
There's a lot of in-person competitions, and people love competing in them. Like our gyms, we have people who like are not high-level athletes by any stretch of the imagination, but they love competing. So there's like something around us called the Festivus Games, and it's like specifically geared around towards like lower-level or scaled athletes. Without, I don't want to sound weird, but it's like, all right, let's program a competition for where you're at and compete against people where you're at. And so it's similar to what CrossFit tried to do, except it's like in person, which is way more fun. So it's like, all right, let's let's prepare people for that. So session 1, we were kind of looked at, okay, what are some things you could see at an in-person competition that maybe you wouldn't normally get at an online style competition, that if you were to get thrown this, there's a lot of people that would be like not sure how to use it or not sure how to strategize for a workout that involves it. So it's a lot of
so for example, like implements that you would not have, like not everyone has access to, that could be a good option to throw into an in-person event where you might have 6 or 8 of them to fill up a bunch of lanes, but you aren't going to expect everyone across the world and their affiliate to have it in an online qualifier like quarterfinals or the Open or something.
Exactly. And so we're going to be doing a lot of odd object type stuff, some strongman's type stuff, and we're going to be touching on some implements you might see underneath that umbrella at an in-person competition.
We will be using a sandbag. However, we're not going to only use it in the way that's traditionally been used. And without getting cheesy, there's good ways that you can make things objective and standardize it. And, maybe we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. With that being said, though, how chaotic would it be if CrossFit's like, we're using sandbags this year? And it's like,
you'd have to everybody get a scale and calibrate.
Here's my 150-pound sandbag. Just show it. It's like it's like 75 pounds, and someone's just like slinging it
empty
around.
On the inside. There's not even any sand in it.
It's like, remember the one year
it's
they
like
had
filled with like packing peanuts. Someone's acting like it's really heavy.
People would do it. People do it. Remember the one year they had the bar facing burpees, and every OPEX person used like change plates to like get it as close to the ground as possible?
Well, they don't say. I mean, that's on them. Let's be honest. That's not even really a loophole. That's just bad planning.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. So that one is also going to be, I guess this is the last thing I'll tease, is that one is also going to be intervalized with a partner that you're going to be alternating with.
That's not a word.
We're giving away more than we should here.
I'm pretty sure you made up intervalized.
That's not a word?
No, I'm pretty sure not.
All right, well, we intervalized it.
And intervalize. All
right. Session 2.
Session 2. All right, so session 2, again, not going to give anything away. That's going to be our undisclosed location session. And so what I will give away is the undisclosed location is not inside Lumber Capital. So that's what you will know. So we're going to go somewhere. And when we go somewhere, we're going to do some things. And the only thing
we're going to take some things with us when we go there, too.
That's right. And one of the things we're going to be doing is running. But that's all I'll say. I'll leave it up to Ben if he wants to give more away.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Of the ones, this is going to be the more longer, continuous, like potentially like if this was a in-person event, it would be more of a mass start type event. Like oftentimes in-person competitions have like, 4 or 5 events, and they're all under 12 to 14 minutes to just get through a bunch of heats because they got ultra scaled, intermediate, grandma's division, and then they have to get through all the other ones, so they have to make sure that they're all within 12 minutes or less, except the mass start one that they make like 45 minutes, and they say, we got the long time domain covered. Ours won't be 45 minutes. It'll be more in the upper teens to high 20s, I would guess, which is obviously a broad time domain, but we also are a little bit undecided on how long we want to make the run just yet.
Correct.
So, yeah. Besides that, I think that'll be an experience for people that they might not get again, which is cool. It'll be unique.
Yeah, and I think it's cool. Like we had kind of talked about, like, all right, this is a different time of year that we're running camp. I know you ran I forget what you called it, almost like a
just informal. I didn't charge anybody. People just came and we got some good training in, and I ended up being a pretty decent group, like a dozen people or so.
Yeah, and so that was something that was really awesome because, again, the weather was nice. You could get outside. You could do different things. And so it was like, all right,
September here, and it was like beautiful.
So. Yeah, so it's like, let's try to do something like that again. And May is usually warm, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay, day 2. We are going to start off with a set of maxes, folks.
Whoa.
Big thing here. It's going to be 3 lifts. 3 lifts. Last thing I'll say is that this is one of our benchmarks at the gym. So if people lift really heavy and they get top 5, they can get their name on the board here at Lumber Capital Athletics forever.
Till the end of time.
when the next people come in after we've been wiped out and they look at the walls of this building that's standing in Williamsport, Pennsylvania that was excavated, they will see the hieroglyphics of your name on the board that will never be washed away.
That's it.
It'll always be there.
That's it.
Yeah. And then what's the workout going to be?
The workout is going to be a couplet, old CrossFit workout. That's all I'm going to give you. It's a CrossFit open workout, I should say. So it's an open workout. That's a couplet.
That's enough of a hint. That's a couplet. It's old, and it's an open workout.
That's it.
People are all thinking thrusters and burpees are road cows right now. We won't tell you if it's one of those.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Had a great time at camp.
You know what? If that'll prevent you from signing up for camp, it's not the road thruster workout. I'll say that.
It's not. Yeah. Did you do that workout?
Which one?
CrossFit in 2015. No. Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
You just gave it away.
You did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did do that workout. I really enjoyed that workout.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Because there's 2 movements I'm pretty good at. So it's like, oh, this is fun.
All right, session 4.
Session 4. So session 4 is going to be our name game workout. So we're going to hit on some skills at the first half of session 4. Ben put out some feelers or what's the word I'm looking for?
Just survey.
Yeah, survey of like what you guys would like to go over, what is pertinent to our ZOAR community. So we got some great feedback, which is awesome. And so based off of that, we kind of selected some movements that would be a good idea to do within that session, some skill work to build on that. And then based off of those movements, we were like, all right, what name game workout pairs well based on the movement patterns we're doing there.
It's not a repeat. You guys haven't seen it before.
Well, there you go. It's a new one. And then we're going to throw that in as the last workout of the weekend, which we like to do.
Yeah. We always like an name game if possible.
Yep.
And that way, this is a little, there's, as I like to do, throw in a little twist, but it's, effective fitness at the end of the day.
Also intervalized.
If I ever make an album, it's going to be called Intervalized.
Intervalized.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think that's a good big picture of camp. Again, we will nail down. We're pretty early now as the recording of this. So we're going to nail down things like, specifics as to like I got to get out the wheel and measure the distances and figure out what exactly the run course is going to look like, and lunch and learn topics and some other things that we need to nail down. But that's the skeleton, the bare bones of camp. Again, if people are interested in signing up, you can use the code athlete if you're a ZOAR athlete or Lumber Capital Athletics member. But certainly if you're not one of those things, you can still show up and throw down with us in Williamsport if you're semi-local. So last thing I'll say is we also put together like a resource. What do we call it? A competition resource bundle. Yes. It's a fancy name, good marketing term, but there's some good content in there. People get it as soon as they download or purchase camp. As soon as they check out, they'll get a download link to check out that. It goes to some videos of me, basically explaining like how to optimize your performance on game day, which is like one of the big things that we're gearing this camp towards. Is like as people get to in-person competitions, there's a lot of nerves and anxiety and all the stress of preparing and traveling to an event like that. So cover a lot of that stuff, how you can manage it, how you can prepare for it, how you can calm yourself down, ramp yourself up, like some of those types of soft skills that are really important for in-person comps. So you'll get that as well if you purchase camp.
Yeah, and I think that's, like you said, that's really important because whether you're a top-level elite athlete or someone competing in a scale division, right, if you're signing up for a competition, you want to put your best foot forward, right? Why am I paying all this money to go in and throw down if I'm not going to go in and actually throw down? So I would highly recommend, guys, you get signed up for camp, you learn something, but then at a bare minimum, you're walking away with a nice download to be able to be like, all right, if I'm signing up for a competition, I want to be the best version of myself on game day, and this is the best way to do it.
Yeah, I would also encourage people, like, it is so helpful to get that in-person coaching.
Yeah.
Like, I so badly wish that I could participate in camp because like this is like my jam. Like I would so be excited to sign up for this and like do the workouts. Like every time I get FOMO watching people work out and doing the workouts because I wanted to do them.
Yeah.
So we kind of make it where it's a good hybrid of teaching, having time with coaches to look at your movement, to dissect things, to learn things, but then also like doing fun workouts that are a little bit more like competition based.
Yep.
So we try to balance both those, make sure you got eyes on your technique, making sure that you're having fun, that you're able to talk with the other people at camp and who are like-minded and going through a lot of the same stuff you are and build like good relationships there as well. So all things that we're thinking about and trying to facilitate for camp. All right. I will drop a link down below. You guys can check it out. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
You got it. Thanks.
Thanks for listening today. If you're someone who just started listening to the show, I would encourage you to subscribe so you can stay up to date. If you're someone who's been listening for a while, I would encourage you to rate and review the show. And lastly, the best thing that you can do to support our work is also the best thing that you can do for your performance. And that is by hiring one of our coaches. Until next time, stay the course.